Hey, good morning. I'm going to demonstrate the TYRF Victory app, and I'm going to go through the flow of um, logging in through um, logging an activity to reviewing my peers' activities with regards to voter registration. So here I am at the login screen, and I've already typed in my credentials. It's just my email and my password, which I've already registered, and I'll click on login. And here I see my dashboard, and I haven't logged any activities yet, but I can see that my peers have, it looks like they've been in here for quite a while, based on the number of points they've accumulated and based on how many points their clubs have accumulated. And all this data is currently mocked. We haven't actually made this site live yet, and we haven't told our membership about it yet. So this data has been mocked, but I see the quarter 4 leaderboard as well as the all-time leaderboard, and obviously over time these tables would be full of real data. I'm going to pretend to be a new user, and I'll pretend to log a fake activity that I've volunteered for, and the fake activity will be my volunteering at Oktoberfest with the Collin County Young Republicans at their voter registration booth. So I go to log activity, and here I see a listing of all the different types of activities that are related to voter registration, and I came up with these activities just based on my own experience of um, getting new voters registered. So the activities aren't just signing up a voter, but there were many things that I had to take part in or do before I actually got to the point of being able to register new voters. So some of those types included obtaining my VDR certification, um, going through an Advantage training session, uh, creating walkbooks for my fellow volunteers, and yeah, so there's about 12 different activity types here that I've identified as common to the everyday um, voter registration volunteer. I also see that some of these activities are blurred out, and that's because they require a prereq. So an example of that would be this in-person voter registration. Well, until I get my VDR certification, I can't legally perform that activity. So it's currently blurred out and inaccessible to a new volunteer. So until that volunteer actually obtains their VDR certification, this activity and this activity will be blurred out. Same for Advantage walkbook creation. Until that volunteer attends a Advantage app training session, this activity won't be accessible to them. Alright, so back to my example. So let's assume that I volunteered at a voter registration booth with the Collin YRs. It was at the McKinney Oktoberfest. So this activity type most resembles what I'm trying to do. So I'll click on this. Oh, and also I see the number of points that are given. So in this one, I could earn 5 points per hour. So I'll select it, and then it just asks me to provide some more details. So I'll say I volunteered at McKinney Oktoberfest with Collin YR. The date, it was October 5th. Number of hours worked, 4. And then I can choose to upload an image, and this would be reviewed by our social media department before it would be added to our Instagram or Facebook. So I want to upload this image, select, and then I'll click on submit. It'll upload, and then it'll give me a notification telling me that my activity was successfully uploaded. I can then choose to add another activity or just go back to the dashboard. I'll go back to the dashboard and I'll see that that activity was successfully added. I also see a status of pending, and it's going to remain as pending until one of our Young Republican regional directors actually reviews this activity and approves it. And that's important because we don't want any of our membership taking advantage of the self-reporting feature of this site. We don't want someone uploading an insane amount of hours or fibbing the information they give us. So assuming the regional director approves it, 20 points will be allocated to the volunteers account as well as their club's account, and that would contribute to the leaderboard here, moving us up in the leaderboard or moving our club up in the leaderboard. And every quarter we hope to announce a winner, both a club and an individual, and we would also like to reward them or the club with a some sort of reward. An example that we've talked about would be like a open bar night for that club, or some sort of reward, something to get people fired up about voter registration. So yeah, that's the walkthrough, and the actual address to this is victory.texaswire.gop. It hasn't been advertised yet, so there's not any real data on there yet, but that will be the address. So yeah, that was a demonstration of logging and activity. Okay, thanks, bye.